Time now for Giants warm-up, brought to you by the sports reporting team at KRON TV News Center 4 and by Sears, where America shops. The Giants and the Phils meeting here. The Eastern Division leading Philadelphia Phils, who have had some problems lately. They dropped a 3-game set to the Dodgers and are now just 2 games ahead of the Chicago Cubs. And the Cubs lost today to Cincinnati, so it means that the Phils are 2.5 in front. The Giants, who dropped the game behind the Dodgers, battling for their lives here against Philadelphia. This is a place where the Giants came in earlier in the year and lost 3 games to Philadelphia, all by 1 run, and all in the Phils' last time at bat. So the Giants have memories of that 1978 fiasco here at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia, and they hope that they can avoid a repeat in this series starting tonight. It will be Bob Knepper going against the Phils for only the 2nd time in his career. Knepper, who is 12-9 in this 1978 campaign, 0-1 lifetime against the Phils. He lost to him in 1977 by a score of 6-3. He'll be facing right-hander Larry Christensen. Christensen, who is 8-12 in 1978, 0-1 against the Giants this year, having lost to Vida Blue 2-1, and is 4-1 lifetime against San Francisco. The Phils and Giants, the Phils shaken up a bit by the Philadelphia press, which has been on them repeatedly and resulted in an altercation. Larry Boa getting involved with a couple of sports writers from the area. In fact, being accused of striking one in an argument in the clubhouse. The Phils also having their difficulties, lost a 3-game sweep to the Dodgers. Some of the hitters having problems. Mike Schmidt is one who is having the most difficulty. Mike is 0 for 18, and he has been moved to the leadoff spot tonight. The first time in his career that he's been asked to hit leadoff. His batting average down to 237, although he does have 14 home runs and 49 RBIs. Schmidt, a power guy who has won a couple of home run championships. In fact, he's won 3 batting championships, home runs, and now he is in the leadoff position, which really isn't good news for the pitcher, Bob Knepper, with a guy like Schmidt to lead off and then power through the rest of the Philadelphia lineup. The Phils are very tough here at Veterans Stadium. They have won 41 and lost 20, while on the road they're 22 and 34. The Giants, 38 and 20 at home and 32 and 31 on the road. There will be a right-hander, Larry Christensen, with a 4-1 lifetime record going against the Giants tonight, and he'll be facing left-hander Bob Knepper, who is 0-1 lifetime against the Phils. The umpires at home plate, Eddie Montague will be the home plate umpire. Harry Wendelstedt at first, Dutch Rennert at second, and Lee Wire at third. The starting lineup for tonight's game: Terry Whitfield will lead off in left field for the Giants. Jim Dwyer in center field, batting number 2. Jack Clark in right field, hitting third. Willie McCovey is the first baseman, hitting fourth. Darrell Evans at third base, batting number 5. Mark Hill doing the catching, hitting sixth. Roger Metzger, the shortstop, batting 7th. Rob Andrews at second base, hitting 8th. And Bob Knepper doing the pitching. For the Phils, Mike Schmidt leads off at third base. He'll be followed by Larry Boa. At shortstop, batting second, Gary Maddox, the center fielder, is hitting number 3. Greg Luzinski in left field, batting number 4. Jose Cardinal at first base, hitting in the number 5 position. The catcher is Bob Boone. He is hitting 6th. The number 7 hitter Jerry Martin playing right field. Ted Sizemore, the second baseman, is hitting 8th. And right-hander Larry Christensen is doing the pitching. The Phillies ready to take the field now defensively. They'll have Luzinski in left, Maddox at center, Martin at right, Schmidt at third, Boa at shortstop, Sizemore at second, Cardinal at first, Boone catching, and Christensen doing the pitching. The Giants, who won yesterday in Montreal, are faced with the necessity of keeping the Phillies from getting hot here after the Phillies have dropped 3 to the Dodgers. Now here is our national anthem. Have had a disastrous time on the road against the Western Division team. They're 22-9 at home and 16-16 on the road against their Eastern Division opponents. But against the West, they're 19-11 at home, but 6-19 on the road. So they have come to the West Coast and to Cincinnati and Houston and Atlanta, and have not done so well. They're 2-4 against both Atlanta and Cincinnati, 1-5 against Houston, 0-2 against the Dodgers, 1-2 against San Diego, 0-2 against the Giants on the road. Larry Christensen, who has been bothered from time to time by a bad back, out here to face the Giants. His last outing, a loss to Pittsburgh here at Veterans Stadium. And he, in his only appearance against the Giants this year, lost to Vida Blue at Candlestick Park 2-1. The Giants didn't exactly tear him apart. That is the first lifetime victory against Christensen for a Giant ball club. Christensen 8-4 here in Veterans Stadium. He has not won on the road in 78. Terry Whitfield won for 4 the last time he faced Christensen. Will be up here hitting .304 with 9 home runs and 27 RBIs. Batting left-handed, Whitfield didn't start in the series in Montreal. He takes a fastball strike. Montreal going with all left-handers, and Terry just participated as a pinch batter in that series. 1 strike pitch. Swung on, popped up foul over near the seats, coming over Cardinal. He won't be able to get to it. Whitfield, when he pinch hit in Montreal, lost his bat a couple of times swinging at the ball, and that's what he did there. The bat sailed out past the pitcher's mound. Terry has a count of 0-2. Jim Dwyer and Jack Clark to follow. Jack, number 2 in RBIs in the league. George Foster got at least a couple of them today. Low for a ball. Foster with 87. Clark with 84. Foster hit a home run with a man on in the first inning against the Cubs today. I don't know if he got any other RBIs or not. High to Whitfield for a ball. Christensen throws hard. 2-2 count. Outfield shades Whitfield to the left. 2-2 pitch. High, ball 3. Full count. 3:30 down the line. 371 up the alleys. 408 to center. Artificial surface with just the cutouts at the bases. Home plate in the pitcher's mound. 3-2 pitch. Fouled away. And it stays at 3-2. Infield backed up. As Whitfield tries to start things off for the Giants. 3-2 pitch to him. Swung on. Fly ball down the left field line. That's going to be foul ball. Boy, just barely foul along the left field line. Luzinski wasn't going to be able to get to the ball. Lee Wire went out, and that one was ruled a foul ball. Giants, the last time they were here, lost 3 one-run decisions. In fact, it 3 out of 4 consecutive one-run losses. They went to New York and also dropped one. Then went on a 7-game winning streak after that. Whitfield back at the plate. Left-hand batter with a 3-2 count as Christensen whips it in. It swung on and missed. He struck him out. Whitfield is out number 1. And Jim Dwyer questions Terry as to what Christensen is throwing before he moves up to the plate. Jim Dwyer hitting .238, 1 home run, 19 RBIs, left-hand batter against right-hander Larry Christensen. Breaking ball, a strike on the inside. At third base, Schmidt plays up in front of the bag. Cardinal shortened a bit at first. In the outfield, very much around to the left. All the right field line open for Dwyer as the right fielder Martin is about 80 feet off the right field foul line. Fouled away, another breaking ball, and it's 0-2. Giants batting in the top of the first. Whitfield struck out, going all the way on the count to 3-2 before going down swing. And Dwyer with an 0-2 count. Struck him out swinging to the fastball bar. Christensen opens up with a pair of strikeouts against the Giants, and it'll bring up Jack Clark. Clark may be out of the slump that has plagued him. It'll be good news for the Giants if he is. He had a home run and a single, hit the ball hard in Montreal yesterday. That was against the left-hander. He's facing a hard-throwing right-hander now. Clark batting .297, 20 home runs, 84 RBIs. Breaking ball misses low for a ball. Jimmy Davenport coaches at first. Dave Bristol at third. 1-0 pitch. Fouled away by Clark, and it's 1-1. The Giants a game behind the Dodgers, who are playing in New York tonight. Cincinnati already won, defeating the Cubs. Clark takes low for ball 2. Clark will be followed by McCovey. Jack trying to get on here in the first inning with the outfield pulled around to the left and backed up in the infield deep. Jack slightly closed stance at the end of the bat. The pitch to him. Swung on, line drive, center field. Coming on as the center fielder, Maddox. He will get there, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. And at the end of the half inning, the Giants nothing, the Phillies coming to bat.
You are the plan I had come. You want peace of mind.
If you're looking for a health plan or dissatisfied with your present plan, Blue Shield has some differences you should know about. The coverage you need depends on whether it's for you, for a growing family, or for a retired one. Every Blue Shield Coronet plan has important differences, and they all provide up to $300,000 in lifetime benefits for each and every covered member in case of catastrophic illness or injury. That's right, not a family total of $300,000, but up to $300,000 for each and every covered member of your family. That's major protection for major health problems. So if you want to know more about Blue Shield's Coronet plans and the Blue Shield differences, call or write Blue Shield today.
Let Blue Shield lead you through all your tomorrow.
Bob Nepper, now to make his 28th start, well, his 27th start of the season. He had one relief appearance. That was in the final day before the All-Star break. He has 112, lost 9, has a 2.87 earned run average. Nepper stretching on the mound, so he might be having a little bit of a problem getting loose. Mike Schmidt leading off for the Phillies the first time. He says that he has been placed as the leadoff man. Mike hit 38 home runs in each of the last 3 seasons and 36 before that. This year is in with 14 home runs so far, and more than that, he's been in a slump that's seen him bat just 237. Lifetime batting average is just 256, but last year he hit 274, the year before that 262. 1974 he hit 282. Schmidt up here to bat right-handed against Bob Nepper. Schmidt in his career has a game with 4 consecutive home runs. He hit that in Chicago. That was in 1976. And he faces Nepper to lead off. Pitch to Schmidt, bounce to third. Evans to his left has it, throws to first, and Schmidt is retired. Mike says he's hitting the ball hard, but every time he hits it directly at somebody, and that was the case there. He hit that one hard, but Darrell Evans was in front of it and throws him out. Out number 1. Now Larry Boa, who has been a favorite here at Philadelphia and became even more of a favorite as he was involved in an altercation with a writer in the clubhouse. The fans took Boa aside. Out of Sacramento, switch batter, batting right-handed against Nepper. He takes outside for a ball. It was Boa as much as anyone else, and maybe more than anyone else, in the 3-game series the Giants played here when they were defeated by a run each time, who beat him. He came up with the big hits in those games. The 1-0 pitch to him is inside. He's hitting .304 with 3 home runs, 34 RBIs. Count, 2 balls and no strikes to him. Boa, a tough guy to get on the bases simply because he is such an accomplished base stealer. 2-0 pitch, a strike called. One oddity of the 3-game series in which they lost to the Dodgers is the fact that the Phils didn't attempt one stolen base. Then none of the situations called for it, I guess. 2-1 pitch, drilled to Evans, who makes a diving stop, gets up, throws to first, and gets him. Another shot, but Darrell Evans with a headlong dive to field that one and turn it into an out. 2 men down. The Nepper hasn't really fooled the first 2 batters, but Evans has been a vacuum cleaner at third, and there are 2 men gone. Gary Maddox, who is struggling with the bat, he is 0 for 16. hitting .271, 9 home runs, 46 RBIs. Takes a slow curve outside for a ball. The Phil's platoon was McBride and Hebner, who are out of the lineup against the left-hander tonight. Curveball beaten foul to the left side, strike one. Tony Taylor coaches at first. Billy DeMar is at third for the Phils. Right-hand batting Gary Maddox, with the Giants outfield pulled around to the left and backed up in the infield deep. One strike on Gary. If the Phils get on base, they generally do a lot of running against it. Fly ball, right field. Clark jogging, now running hard, gets there, makes the catch, and the side retires. Maddox flies out to short right field near the right field line. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. At the end of one, it is 0-0.
Your Chevron dealer presents a soft sell on a tough tire. Right now, participating Chevron stations are making a special offer on Atlas Cushion Air tires. Buy 3, get 1 free. Now, saving money is important, but our customers know there's more to a Chevron sale than just saving money. Another part of the Chevron way is good value for your money, which we deliver in products like the Atlas Cushion Air, a combination of performance, style, economy, and cool running endurance that speaks quality loud and clear, even through a soft sell. The Atlas Cushion Air bias ply tire. It's tough to beat, and so's our offer. Buy 3 Atlas Cushion Air tires from a participating Chevron station and get 1 free. Then take the money you save and run. Knowing the tires you're running on will give you a good run for your money.
Going to the bottom of the first, Larry Christensen, overpowering in the first inning, struck out Whitfield and Dwyer, 2 left-hand batters, and got Clark on a soft line drive to center. He'll be facing McCovey, Evans, and Hill in inning number 2. The Phil's a fine defensive ball club. They have the fewest errors in the league, just 82. The Mets are next at 92, then the Dodgers with 94. The Giants have committed 104 errors coming into the season. Willie McCovey, 11 home runs, 60 RBIs, a .226 average for Willie. Facing Christensen. Right-hander into the windup, and the pitch to McCovey. Fastball strike down the middle, 0-1. Outfield backed up. The Phils do not exaggerate against McCovey as much as most defenses, but Sizemore is playing well on the outfield turf, a breaking ball low. He is not pulled to the right, however. He is more over toward guarding the area towards right center field, but he's about 15 feet back on the outfield turf. Fastball high and outside for ball 2. Christensen has a good fastball tonight. He's throwing hard. The Phils will go over the 2 million mark tonight on their 60th home date. Popped up foul out of play by McCovey, and the count is 2-2. They have drawn 1,949,738. Foul ball out of play by McCovey, and it stays at 2-2. The Dodgers, when the Giants were there, went over well over 2 million. They were up around 2,400,000 or so. They expect to draw 3 million this year. 2-2 pitch, strike 3 call. McCovey caught looking. Questions home plate umpire Eddie Montague, but it looked like it was a pretty good pitch. Your Chevron dealer would just like to remind you that a big part of his job is to pay attention to your car and to you. That's just the Chevron way. Darrell Evans, 11 home runs, 54 RBIs, and a .257 average. Outfield plays him just about the way they did McCovey. Sizemore shortens a bit against Evans, who takes the breaking ball strike, 0-1. High for a ball. Phils have played pretty much even with everyone except the Mets, the Pirates, and the Cubs, all in their division. Popped up, center field. Maddox waiting for it. And it's out number 2. Just got a letter from a fan, says you can't, not a pop-up if it goes to the outfield. The fly ball. So Evans hit the short fly ball to center field. It just looked like a pop-up to you, though. Two men down, and Mark Hill hitting .236, 2 home runs, 28 RBI. Takes low for a ball. And we had another letter from a fan who said we were talking about Walt Alston and where he lives. He lives in Ohio, not Kansas or Oklahoma. I didn't know. I've never visited Walter at home. Did you visit him? Well, Joe, you know all this. Pitch to Hill is a strike. 1 and 2. Ball and 2 strikes to Hill. 1-2 pitch to him. Hit to left field. Luzinski going back now comes in over near the line to make the catch, and the side retires. Nothing across for the Giants. 6 consecutive batters retired by Christensen. As we go to the bottom of the second, it is 0-0.
They came from across the sea, from Japan, Germany, England, Italy, bright and eager to show what they could do. They were foreigners in a foreign land. But one thing that was true in the old country was also true in the new.
You can't buy a better plug for any kind of car than Champion. You can't buy a better plug no matter where you are than Champion. Champion, number 1 in the world. Number 1 in your car.
Imports from every country find America is the land of opportunity. The opportunity to use Champions, the world's best-selling spark plug. The plug that wins more big races. For imports, you can't buy a better plug than Champion.
You can't buy a better plug than Champion. You can't buy a better plug than Champion.
Bob Knepper to pitch hitting number 2. We'll have Greg Luzinski, Jose Cardinal, and Bob Boone. The Phils have been beset by injuries this year. McBride was out quite a while. Sizemore was sidelined. Boa was hurt. Schmidt was out. They have had their injury problems, but the bench has been credited with keeping them where they are. The number 1 position, although they're not to where they were last year. Phils last year at this time had a 4.5 game lead with a 73-45 record. This year they started tonight's play 2.5 games ahead of the Cubs. The Cubs losing this afternoon. Pitch to Greg Luzinski, a slow curve is a strike. The Phils 63 and 54 to this point. Luzinski at .263 averaged 28 home runs and 75 RBIs. Greg in 8th place on the all-time Phillies home run list with 179 career homers. He has another one. If it stays fair, that one's hit a ton. If it stays fair, it's gone, but it is a foul ball. Luzinski hit that one about as high as the stadium. But it was full foul. Knepper can breathe a sigh of relief for the moment, and he's in front of Luzinski 0-2. Check swing on a curve, and it's fouled back. It stays at 0-2. You wonder when you look at the Phils, their power and their speed, how swing and a miss at a curve as Luzinski's out on strike, how they can be swept in a series as the Dodgers did, but everything went right for the Dodgers in that 3-game set and nothing for Philadelphia. Giants Baseball brought to you in part by Champion Spark Plug Company. More people prefer Champion than any other spark plug. Jose Cardinal, .270 average for Jose, playing first base, 4 home runs, 31 RBIs. It was against Vida Blue here in the last series when Vida was mowing everybody down that Cardinal hit a home run. Started Vida unraveling, and the Phils won it. The breaking ball hit to the left side. Short hop by Evans. Takes his time. Cuts him down for out number 2. Two are gone, and now Bob Boone, former Stanford athlete who has 11 home runs, 50 RBIs, a 262 average.
Number 8, catcher Bob Boone.
Boone waiting to bat right-handed against Nepper, whose pitch is on the way. Fastball popped up in the short left. Somebody's going to have to hurry. Metzger going out. He can't get it. It drops in front of Whitfield. And it's a base hit for Boone, the first hit of the game. We'll pause for station identification. It's the Golden West Radio Network.
You can put your sleeping bag in back-of-our couch any night and enjoy the night sounds with me, John Hardy, on KSFO 560 San Francisco.
Number 25, right fielder Jerry Martin.
Little pop fly that drops in for a base hit by Boone, the first hit of the game. He's at first. And Jerry Martin up there. Right-hand batter swings and misses over the top of a curveball. Martin against the Giants this year, 3 for 9 with 1 run batted in. Overall, hitting .281 with 7 home runs and 25 RBIs. He's done a good job off the bench for the Phillies. Swings and fouls a breaking pitch at the plate. Strike 2. Nepper has been able to get his curveball over the first 2 innings here, and it's had some of the Phillies off balance. Struck out Pazinski on a curve. He is in front of Martin by a count of 0-2. The infield backed up all the way around, with the exception of McCovey, who's standing in the bag with Boone, who might be going. He does. The pitch taken, the throw to second. He is out at second base. The only trouble with that throw was they're so far ahead of Boone that Andrews had a tough time making the tag because he was standing there with the ball trying to figure out where to tag the runner coming in. Boone is cut down from 2 to 4. No runs on a hit, no errors, and no one left on. At the end of 2, it is 0-0. Purchased at any Bank of America branch in California. And you can arrange to have your Social Security checks deposited directly into your account to save time and trips to the bank. Service 62 at Bank of America, where age has its privileges.
Let's talk. We understand you need to know at Bank of America.
Talk to Bank of America about Service 62, member FDIC. Good inning number 3. It is 0-0 here. Only 1 hit in the game. A pop fly single by Bob Boone. Tail end of the Giant order in the 3rd, and to tell you about it, here's Joe Angel.
Number 16, shortstop Roger Metzger.
Better take my microphone, Joe. I don't think yours is working at the moment as Metzger leads off against Christensen and takes ball 1 outside.
Next offering to Metzger is lifted down the left field line. Luzinski over near the wall, makes the catch, and Metzger is out number 1 in the 3rd. That'll bring up Rob Andrews. He will be followed by Bob Nepper. Metzger was up there with a batting average of .253. Andrews, making his 2nd consecutive start, is hitting .248 with 1 home run and 9 RBIs. Right-hand batter. No score. Giants and the Phillies just getting started in the 3rd. Larry Christensen, who has good stuff in this one so far, delivers a breaking ball that gets by Boone and rolls all the way to the backstop. 1-0. Right-hander deals again. Andrews takes up high, ball 2. Phillies in the middle of a 4-game losing streak. Andrews swings, and it's a comebacker right to Christensen, who snares it, lobs to first, and Andrews is out number 2. 8 consecutive Giants retired by Christensen. That'll bring up Bob Nepper. Phillies hitting has been on the horrendous side, resulting in only a 2-game lead over Chicago in the Eastern Division. That is their shortest lead since way back on June 29th. Phillies, you may recall, had a similar losing streak in 1976. It nearly wiped out a 15-game lead that year. But the Phillies hung on to win that year. Here's a pitch. Knepper swings and misses at a fastball, 0-1. Knepper, left-hand batter. Christensen delivers again and gets a called strike on the outside, 0-2. Christensen had a couple of strikeouts in the first and one more in the second. And gets a pitch high and inside to Knepper. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Christensen with 4 strikeouts. And yet another 1-2-3 inning here in the third. We go to the bottom of the inning. It is the Giants and the Phillies, 0-0.
Come drive a Monte Carlo, drive away every crowd. Put a little distance between yourself and the crowd.
Chevrolet invites you to surround yourself in Monte Carlo luxury, in its crisp, sculptured angles and soft curves.
Put a little distance between yourself and the crowd.
Step inside and enjoy quiet comfort, handsome furnishings. Already you're saying, this is different, this is special, this is me. And then set Monte Carlo in motion and see how good it feels on the road. Come on, you know you're worth it.
Come drive a Monte Carlo, drive away any crowd. Put a little distance between yourself and the crowd.
See your Chevrolet dealer about a new Monte Carlo and put a little distance between yourself and the crowd.
Go to the bottom of inning number 3. It'll be Jerry Martin, Ted Sizemore, and Larry Christensen, the bottom of the Philly batting order against Bob Knepper. Mention the fact that the Phillies' hitting has been horrendous. They've been wasting some good pitching efforts. Give you some batting averages. Mike Schmidt is hitting only .238. Coming into the game, he was 0 for his last 18, so he is 0 for 19 now. Gary Maddox hitting only .273. He is now 0 for his last 16. Ted Sizemore hitting only .225. Bake McBride hitting only .260. Greg Luzinski coming in hitting .261, although his production is very good. Greg with 28 home runs and 75 RBIs. But he is not getting as many hits as he has in the past. Jerry Martin leads off. Jerry was batting when Bob Boone was caught stealing by Mark Hill in the second inning. Martin with a batting average of .281. He has 7 home runs and 25 RBIs, right-hand batter. No score, just getting started in the bottom of inning number 3. The left-hander says yes, winds and delivers. A shot to Evans at third. He has it, throws across and gets him. Darrell Evans has been scooping everything up in sight on the left side of the infield. That ball was also hit hard. Darrell now has 4 assists in the game. He had 2 in the first, 1 in the second, and the first 1 in the third. Now Sizemore, who, as I mentioned, now hitting .233 with 11 RBIs. He has yet to hit a home run. Knepper says no. Now he likes one. And misses low and inside. Ball 1. Left-hander against right-hander. Knepper winds and delivers again and misses outside. Ball 2, no strikes. Top of the 5th inning will be our payoff inning in this one. Evans now backing up at third. The pitch is in there for a strike, 2-1, as Sizemore took it. First of a 3-game set. Knepper's 2-1 pitch is bunted up in the air, foul behind the plate. It'll be in the seats out of play. 2-2. Sizemore was seeing that Evans was backing up now. As Knepper went into his motion, Evans backing up behind third. Ted tried to lay one down, and he fouled it away. Left-hander against right-hander. Nepper set to work again. He does. The pitch is swing and a foul tip, and Hill couldn't hang on. It goes all the way to the screen. Sizemore digs in again, right-hand batter. Nepper set. Then the 2-2 delivery is driven deep but foul down the left field line, way back in the seats. But he pulled it foul. Count stays at a couple of balls and 2 strikes. Here's a pitch, foul away at the plate again. Sizemore staying alive, and the count stays at 2-2. Tomorrow night, I think we're given here, it'll be Montefiasco against Carlton in the second game tomorrow night. Breaking ball is bunted foul, and Sizemore strikes out. Again, Evans was playing deep, and Sizemore trying to bunt his way on with a couple of strikes and succeeded only in fouling it away. So Nepper with his second strikeout, 2 down in the third, and that'll bring up Larry Christensen. So you're looking for a recreational vehicle? Well, Bank of America has money to go. Stop by any convenient branch and talk it over. Bank of America would like to help you get things rolling. Breaking ball is outside, ball 1. Larry Christensen, a right-hand batter. He has 1 home run this season. Takes inside, ball 2. His 10 lifetime home runs. He's a good hitting pitcher. Stands in. Here's the pitch. A check swing, and the pitch is outside. 3-0. Nepper, knowing that Christensen can hit, is being careful, maybe too careful here with 2 down in the third. Falling behind. Here's a 3-0 delivery. Is taken low and in the dirt. Well, he walks his counterpart on 4 pitches, and that'll bring up Mike Schmidt. So Nepper walking the opposing pitcher to get to Mike Schmidt here. Bob is very upset with himself, understandably so. Schmidt is 0 for 1. He grounded to Evans at third in the first inning. Mike with a batting average of .237. He has 14 home runs and 49 RBIs, in a severe slump at the moment. Batting leadoff in this one, which is highly unusual. Left-hander against right-hander. The outfield backed up and slightly left. Andrews playing very deep at second base and only about 10 feet to the right of second. Long drive deep to center field. That one has a chance. Dwyer at the fence. That one is gone. Bob Nepper, after walking the pitcher on 4 consecutive tosses, came in on the first one to Mike Schmidt, and he got all of it. Drove it high and deep over the left center field fence. Hit that one, I would imagine, around 430 feet. A high, towering shot, and the Phillies have taken a 2-0 lead. Home run number 15 for Schmidt, his 50th and 51st RBIs. That'll bring up Larry Boa. Schmidt ending an 0 for 19 streak. My, oh my. Now Larry Boa. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball is lined to left field for a base hit. Whitfield fields on one hop, get it back in. Boa takes the turn and hangs on right there. Well, the line drive single by the Phillies shortstop. That'll bring up Gary Maddox. Gary, who is now 0 for his last 17. As he flied to right in the first inning, Gary, batting average of .271, 9 home runs, 46 runs batted in. Nepper walking the pitcher and then giving up a home run to the leadoff man, Mike Schmidt. And you heard me correctly, Schmidt is the leadoff man in this game. 330 feet down the left and right field lines, 371 feet to the power alleys, 408 feet to straightaway center field, a 12-foot high fence all the way around. Left-hander ready. Here's a pitch. Line drive, softly hit right center field. That'll drop in for a base hit. Boa goes to third as Clark throws into second. The bloop single by Gary Maddox, ending in 0 for 17 streak. That'll bring up Greg Luzinski with runners on first and third. That ball was not well hit, but it dropped in where nobody was. Now Luzinski, the hitter, he is 0 for 1. He struck out in the second inning. Greg with a batting average of 263, 28 home runs, and 75 RBIs. And Herm Starrett, Giants pitching coach, is out to the mound to have a talk with Nepper. Bob here in the third, pitching to the bottom of the batting order, runs into difficulty. Got the first two men, but then all of a sudden couldn't get the ball over to the plate to Christensen. Gave up a home run to Mike Schmidt on the first pitch, and then a single to Larry Boa on his next pitch. Then Gary Maddox, a bloop single, and the Phillies here trying to make it more than a 2-0 lead. Starrett back to the Giant dugout, Nepper to work on Luzinski. Boa at third, Maddox at first, 2 down. Left-hander checking first. Here's the pitch on the way to Luzinski, who takes a breaking ball in the dirt, low and inside. Phillies has scored twice. Boa bluffing down the line at third. Left-hander delivers again. A curve is low again. 2-0. Now Nepper, who is able to get his breaking pitch over in the first 2 innings, all of a sudden can't find the plate with it in the third. Maddox has a good lead at first. Here's a pitch. Another curve is high and outside. 3-0. Waiting on deck is Jose Cardinal, a right-hand batter. Luzinski, I'm sure, has the green light here on 3-0 with runners at the corners and 2 down. Here's a pitch. A curve is high, I guess. Looked like a pretty good pitch. Nepper thought he had it. And it's ball 4. Luzinski trots to first. Maddox goes to second. Boa stays at third. Bases loaded. Here's Jose Cardinal. Walk number 2 given up by Nepper, both in this inning. Cardinal is 0 for 3. He grounded to Evans behind third in the second inning. Jose with a batting average of 270, 4 home runs, and 31 RBIs. Nepper from the belt delivers a curve and is hit to Evans behind third. Has it, long throw, outstanding play by Darrell Evans. Ball hit directly down the left field line. Evans, who was playing deep, was able to backhand it as he angled towards the foul line, was able to come up with it, made the long throw, and it was on target. So the Phillies with the 2 runs in the third on a total of 3 hits, no Giant errors, and they leave the bases loaded. At the end of 3, it's 2-0 Phillies.
People who don't smoke really like the non-smoking sections in restaurants and airplanes. And they also like the non-smoker discounts on homeowners insurance from Farmers. How about you? If no one in your home has smoked for 2 years, you may be eligible for important savings on your homeowner's coverage. Farmers offers a non-smoking family generous savings, whether you own your own home or condominium or rent. You see, Farmers Insurance Group feels a better risk should get a better deal. Yes, non-smokers, your fast, fair, friendly Farmers agent will be happy to show you how much you might be able to save on your home or apartment insurance. So, for full information, see your Farmers agent, who displays the Giants banner soon. In Concord, see Tom Turnbull, and in Oakland, see Ted Ramos.
Here in the 4th inning, it'll be Whitfield, Dwyer, and Clark as the Phillies have taken a 2-0 lead, and Larry Christensen looks like he brought his good stuff with him. He has been overpowering, retiring the first 9 consecutive Giants he's faced. Whitfield struck out to open things up, so he's 0 for 1. Terry stepping in with a batting average of 304. He has 9 home runs and 27 RBIs. Giants in a battle now with the Cubs in the Eastern Division, only a 2-game lead as Whitfield takes inside, ball 1. And taking a look at the rest of the 1978 schedule, it would seem to favor the Cubs in the East. Whitfield swings and he lashes it foul on the left field line. 1-1. Phillies have 21 games left against teams who are playing .500 baseball or better. They have 24 games left against teams below .500. Whitfield digs in. Here's the pitch. Terry bunts it in the air. That'll be caught by Boone in foul territory. He does. And Whitfield is out number 1 in the 4th inning. That'll bring up Jim Dwyer. Cubs, on the other hand, have 10 games left against teams that are playing .500 or better, and they have 33 games against teams below .500. Phillies will end the season with 4 games in 3 days against the Pirates in Pittsburgh, and the Cubs will end their season with 3-game series at home against the New York Mets. The Cubs have the advantage as far as their schedule is concerned. Jim Dwyer takes outside, ball 1. Dwyer is 0 for 1. He struck out. Jimmy in center field, batting average of .238. He has 1 home run and 19 RBIs. Christensen ready and delivers. Dwyer takes low and inside, 2-0. So the walk to Larry Christensen and the home run by Mike Schmidt, and the Phillies in front 2-0. Here in the 4th inning, 1 away, the Giants bat. They're giving Dwyer the entire right center field alley. He takes high, ball 3 and no strikes. And they also give him the right field corner. So they play him to go the other way. Schmidt is playing about a step behind third, now backing up even more with 3-0. Right-hander ready, winds and delivers. Missed outside. He walked Dwyer on 4 pitches. That'll bring up Jack Clark. That is the first walk given up by Christensen. Say, has your homeowner's insurance kept pace with what your house is worth today? Well, you better call your farmer's agent to help you see that your home is insured for the increasing cost of replacing it. 1 away in the 4th. Now Jack Clark, who lined out in the 1st, 0 for 1. Right-hander against right-hander. The pitch, a big swing and a miss by Clark. Jack tried to get the Giants even right there, 0-1. Clark with 20 home runs, 84 RBIs. Second only to George Foster in RBIs. Schmidt is backed up way behind third. The rest of the infield is playing a double play debt. 1 down. Right-hander delivers. Clark swings and he lines it softly to center field. That'll drop in there for a base hit. Maddox coming in to field on 1 hop, and Dwyer stops at second. Well, the Giants get a hit, their first of the game, and that'll bring up Willie McCovey. Well, the Giants have their first threat against Larry Christensen after Whitfield fouled out trying to bunt his way on. Dwyer walked and a single by Clark, and now Willie McCovey, who took a called 3rd strike in the 2nd inning. Here's the pitch. Swing and a line drive, right center field. Maddox can't get to it. Dwyer will score as the ball bounces by Maddox. It'll be a 2-1 game. Clark goes to 3rd, and McCovey winds up on 2nd. Dwyer had to hold up to see whether or not Maddox was going to be able to catch that. Well, Gary, who covers all kinds of ground in center field, came racing in, tried to short hop it, couldn't do it, slowed it down. The ball bounced by him. So Dwyer came in to score to make it a 2-1 game. Clark went to 3rd, McCovey at 2nd with an RBI double. McCovey with his 61st RBI. That'll bring up Darrell Evans with runners on 2nd and 3rd and only 1 down, and Darrell can get the Giants even with a fly ball. The infield, the left side of the infield will play in. The right side of the infield will play back against the left-hand hitting Evans. The outfield plays straight away in medium depth. So Clark is at 3rd, McCovey at 2nd, And they're going to pitch to Darrell Evans with first base open. Right-hander gets his sign. Says yes. Winds and delivers. Breaking ball line to base hit to right field. That'll score one. McCovey will stop at third. And Evans has an RBI single. Again, a line drive hit at the outfield. McCovey waiting to see if it was going to be caught. So he is able to advance only to third. He may not have been able to score anyway, but the runner is holding up to see a little bit of indecision on the bases. But it's a tie game as Evans comes up with the RBI single. That'll bring up Mark Hill with runners on first and third. Why they pitched to Darrell Evans is really hard to understand with first base open and Hill due up next. Mark with runners on first and third and still only one away. Here's a pitch. Hill takes inside, ball one. Now the job that Mark has to do is get the ball to the outfield. Hit a fly ball. Medium depth will do it, although the deeper the better with McCovey at third. Stretch and the pitch. Line drive, base hit, right field. McCovey scores. Evans rounding second. There he goes to third. Here's the throw, and he's out easily. But McCovey comes in to score to give the Giants a 3-2 lead on the single by Mark Hill. And the one time the Giants get aggressive on the bases may not have been the right time to do it. In fact, it wasn't, because Evans was out by 10 feet. We'll pause here for station identification on the Golden West Radio Network.
Hi, this is Jim Lang. The Morning Gang and I get things started with our Early Risers Club at 5:30 a.m. weekday mornings here on KSFO San Francisco.
Metzger takes a called strike, 0-1. 3 runs in the fourth inning. Here's the pitch. Fly ball lifted towards right field. Getting under it is Martin, tapping the mitt. He will have it. He does. Metzger is out number 3. But the Giants in the fourth inning get even and then some. 3 runs on 4 hits, no Philly errors, and 1 man left on base. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning. It's the Giants 3 and the Phillies 2.
The day is done. Coming home. It's time to let it go. It's the moment to unwind. We'll go home. So gently, bud. Say goodbye. And pour the king of beer and settle back and please yourself. No matter what you do, no matter when or where, you know a glass of bud is like an easy chair when you're there. Hey, Budweiser, it's absolutely the best way to call it a day, and that's any day. You know what I mean? When you're there, Budweiser, you get it all. Anheuser-Busch St. Louis.
Well, we go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Interesting game so far. The Phillies scoring twice off Bob Knepper when Bob walked the pitcher on 4 pitches and then gave up the home run to Mike Schmidt, and then later getting out of a bases-loaded situation as the Phillies took a 2-0 lead. Then against Larry Christensen, a guy who was throwing extremely hard in the first 3 innings, and retired 9 consecutive Giants. They came right back, got a couple of base runners, and Larry Christensen giving up run-scoring hits to McCovey, Evans, and Hill to make it a 3-2 game. So here at the bottom of the fourth, it'll be Bob Boone, to be followed by Jerry Martin and then Ted Sizemore. Boone is 1 for 1. He had a single and was caught stealing in the second inning. Here's a pitch. A curve is lined to center field for a base hit. So Dwyer will get this one back in. Leadoff single by Bob Boone on a breaking ball, and that'll bring up Jerry Martin. Say, the next time someone asks you, when do you say Budweiser, tell them anytime, because anytime you want to enjoy the smooth Beechwood aged taste of King of Beers. Budweiser. Martin is 0 for 1. He grounded to Evans at third, hitting .281. Boone getting his lead. McCovey will play on the bag. The Giants infield will play a double play depth. Evans is in at third. Here's the pitch to Martin. It's swung on and missed. 0-1. Got the fastball by him there. A high rising fastball. Greg Minton now, right-hander, warming up in the Giant bullpen. Action in the Giant bullpen early. So Martin is not bunting. Let's see if Nepper can get him to hit the ball on the ground here. Here's a pitch. Check swing. He fouled it away into the seats. Couldn't get the bat out of the way, and the count is 0-2. So Nepper was in front of Boone before giving up the single on a curve. Now he is in front of Jerry Martin at no balls and 2 strikes. The outfield playing straight away in medium depth. Here's a pitch. Swing and a hit to third. Evans to second for 1. They might turn it. Yes, they do. Double play. 5-4-3. The ball hit like a shot to Darrell Evans, but right at him. Darrell Evans, with 2 down in the 4th inning, now has a total of 6 assists in the game. In case you're wondering, the record for chances by a third baseman in a single game is 13. So he's a ways from that. Nepper got exactly what he was looking for. Now Sizemore, right-hand batter. Nepper delivers, and a bouncing ball hit the shortstop. Metzger ranging to his right. Long throw, low, by McCovey. And Rob Andrews backing up. Let's see how they rule that. Metzger had to range far to his right. They will give Metzger a throwing error. A good throw would have had him. Metzger had to hurry the throw. It was low. McCovey tried to come up with the in-between now, but he couldn't do it. Now the Giants have committed their first error in the game. That'll bring up Larry Christensen. Dodgers have taken a 3-0 lead over New York at the end of 3 innings. Larry Christensen in here, right-hand batter. Nepper at the belt, then he comes home. Swing and a bouncing ball to third. Short hop by Evans. Bobbled it, picked it up, throws, got him. Ball was hit hard again. Darrell got caught with the in-between hop, was able to get his body in front of it, knock it down, then barehanded and throw in time to get Christensen and get Bob Nepper out of what might have been a very difficult situation in the 4th inning. The Phillies with no runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left. End of 4th, 3-2 Giants.
This Giants broadcast is being brought to you by your nearby Chevron dealer, where they not only take great care of your car, they take great care of you. That's the way it is along the Chevron way. By Blue Shield, the healthcare service plan with differences you should know about. And by Bank of America, with more locations to serve you than any other bank in the state. You can depend on Bank of America. Also by Champion Spark Plugs. Keep your car in tune with the world's #1 seller, Champion, the plug that wins more big races than any other brand. For better performance, starts, and mileage, you can't buy a better plug than Champion. By Chevrolet, like baseball, hot dogs, and apple pie, Chevrolet cars and trucks rank high on America's list of favorites year after year. And by your neighborhood farmers insurance agent. Your farmer's agent has a growing concern for you. Well, we have played 4 innings here at the Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia, the Giants and the Phillies. Giants with 3 runs on 4 hits and 1 error. The Phillies with 2 runs on a total of 5 hits and no errors. And here we go to the 5th inning, which happens to be our payoff inning. Try to give away some money is Lon Simmons.
Christensen to start the 5th inning. He had not allowed a base runner by the Giants until he walked Dwyer. Christensen not as effective pitching from a stretch. And after he walked Dwyer, the Giants went to work on him for 4 consecutive hits to score their 3 runs. Rob Andrews will be up here to bat for Ralph Kropethick of Georgetown. Andrews grounded back to the mound his first time. And the pitch to the right-hand batter. Line drive to Sizemore. Solid line drive, and Sizemore in the air to make the catch. Andrews robbed for out number 1. Now that'll bring up Rob Nepper to bat for McCage of Fresno. Nepper, a strikeout victim, his first time. Andrews hit that ball hard. And Whitfield fouled the ball off and caught by Bob Boone to lead off the fourth inning. The Giants have hit the ball pretty hard against Christensen. Nepper swings and misses, strike one. Batting left-handed. Christensen has struck out 4. Giants lead 3-2. Bunted by Nepper, and he fouls it away at strike 2. Trying to bunt his way on. The Phils got 2 in the third on the 2-run home run by Mike Schmidt, as he ended an 0 for 19 straight. Giants came right back, and the top of the fourth was 3, and that's the way it is now. Dodgers leading the Mets 3-0. Cincinnati defeated the Cubs earlier today. 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball low for 1-2. Outfield well around to the left for Nepper. Takes outside, 2-2. They do not expect Bob to pull the ball against the right-hander. Swing and a miss. Nepper out on strike. So Bob strikes out here in the 5th inning for strikeout number 5 for Christensen, and it'll bring up Terry Whitfield, who's struck out and fouled out. He'll be batting for Tim Farnham of Campbell. Darrell Evans with 7 assists so far in this game. 2 in the 4th, 2 in the 3rd, 1 in the 2nd, and 2 in the 1st. The record 13. Last time it was done was 1941. Evans has a good chance at equaling that record, or maybe bettering it. Pitch on the way to Whitfield is a breaking ball low for ball 1. 3 runs, 4 hits, an error for the Giants. 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Phils. Pitch to Whitfield. He swings and misses. It's 1-1. Tried to hold up, couldn't do it. Andrews robbed of a base hit on a leaping catch by second baseman Ted Sizemore. Then Nepper struck out. Whitfield grounds it sharply off the glove of Cardinal into right field for a base hit. In to field it is the right fielder Martin, but it's a single for Whitfield. And that means $10 for Tim Farnham of Campbell. And it'll bring up Jim Dwyer, who has struck out and walked. Dwyer, who started the 3-run rally with the walk in the 4th inning, will be batting for Annette Smith of Watsonville. Left-hand batter, Christensen, will pitch from the stretch. Not quite as effective from that position. Now there will be some action in the Philadelphia bullpen. Lead at first by Whitfield. A throw over there, and Terry dives back in. Christensen, a pretty good move for a right-hander. Dwyer is defensed to the left by the Phils. Takes low for a ball, 1-0. Raleigh Eastwick throws in the bullpen for Philadelphia, a right-hander. Giants 3, the Phils 2 are in the top of inning number 5. Whitfield away from first base. Christensen from the stretch looks over there, comes to the plate. Dwyer swings and fouls it back. Count a ball and a strike. Giants battling to stay even with the Dodgers. Dodgers playing in New York. Dodgers came through here and swept the Phils in a 3-game set, while the Giants were losing 2 out of 3 to Montreal. Christensen's pitch, low and inside for a ball, 2-1. Dwyer batting with 2 out. Whitfield at first. Dwyer has a good shot into right center field. Maddox well over into left center. Whitfield has his lead. Pitch to Dwyer is a strike. Fastball good on the outside, and it's 2-2. Dwyer out of the batter's box. Christensen leans in to get a sign, and now Jim steps back in, waiting for the 2-2 delivery from the tall right-hander. Looks at first, comes to the plate, swing and a bouncing ball to Sizemore. Easy play for Sizemore, throws him out, and the side retires. Here in the fifth, no runs, a hit, no errors, and a runner left on. We go to the bottom of inning number 5, and it is 3-2 Giants.
This is Chevron's Atlas Cushion Air Tire Sale commercial. Ernie, take one.
Participating Chevron.
Hey, Ernie! Cut. Who's that?
It's my friend George.
Got down here as fast as I could. I didn't want to miss you doing a commercial. And, of course, if there's anything I can do, hint,
Take two.
Participating Chevron dealers are having a sale on Atlas Cushion Air tires. Buy 3, get 1 free.
Ernie,
Cut. Come on, guys.
hold up a tire. Show how the tread really grips the road.
It's a radio commercial, George.
Oh, make the sound of gripping.
Take 3.
Ernie, couldn't I just be,
George, will you go away if we let you be the announcer?
Sure. Call me when you need me. Why, almost went for it. May I see the script, please?
Here you go, George. Have fun with it.
Yeah. Participating Chevron dealers are having a sale on cool-running Atlas Cushion Air bias-ply tires. Buy 3, get 1 free. A good deal on our best-selling tire.
Nice, George.
Not bad.
Thank you.
Top of the order for the Phils will be Schmidt, Boa, and Maddox. As Bob Nepper works here in inning number 5. Nepper has been making Evans earn his money at third base. Darrell with 7 chances so far. The record, 13. Darrell within striking distance. Mike Schmidt grounded to Evans, hit the ball hard in the first inning, then smacked his 15th home run with a pitcher on base in the third. Schmidt's home run breaking an 0 for 19 streak at the plate for him. Nepper's pitch on the way. Fastball inside for a ball 1-0. Right-hand batting, third baseman Mike Schmidt, outfield deep. Infield backed up and pulled around to the left. And Nepper's pitch. Breaking ball, check swing foul on its 1-1. You hate to get the sleeping Giants awake. And by the sleeping Giants, I don't mean the San Francisco Giants. I mean the Giants in this Phil's batting order. They had been going for some offers, and you hate to get them started with the bats. You know they're going to break out sooner or later, but it would be a good idea to try it about Monday or Tuesday. Schmidt takes high for a ball. It's 2-1. 2 balls and a strike. Inning number 5, bottom of the 5th. The Giants lead 3-2, and Nepper's 2-1 delivery. Swung on, cracked to third. Evans keeps the ball in front of him. Going to have to hurry. He got him. Number 8 for Evans, and he is getting a variety of bullets at third base. That is the 8th assist for Darrell Evans tonight. And there have been some shots. He knocked that one down. It rolled in front of him. He scrambled after it and got Schmidt at first base. The Giant ball players who appear on our broadcast receive a fine Botany 500 wardrobe from the Emporium. Botany 500 menswear fashioned for the man of action and the champion tradition. Botany Bassett 1000 in excellence in design. They're always in style with the wardrobe tailored by Botany 500 at the Emporium. 1 out. Larry Boa up here takes the curve high. He is grounded to third and singled to left. Everybody is grounded to third tonight. Evans playing up close as Boa turns to look at Billy DeMars, the third base coach. And Nepper's 1-0 pitch. Swung on, bounced to shortstop. Metzger has to wait. He's going to have to hurry, and he gets him. Boa, who can scamper down the line. 2 men down, and it will bring up Gary Maddox, who is flied out to right and single to right. Maddox broke an 0 for 17 string with his single to right field. Giants, 3 games here in Philadelphia. They will play the Phils 4 at home. Pitch on the way is high and outside for a ball. Pitch on the way to Maddox is high for a ball. 2-0. The major league record for assists is 11. Evans has 8. The major league record for chances is 13. Unless you count those taken by Joe Angel. Pitch is outside for ball 3. 3-0 pitch. Ball 4. Well, Nepper hasn't been very judicial with his walks. He walked Christensen ahead of Schmidt. He has now walked Maddox ahead of Luzinski. If you are going to walk someone, of course, there's a reason for that, too. A lot of times the pitcher is looking in the on-deck circle, seeing who's there and trying to be extra careful. Maddox not the threat, although he has 9 home runs, not the threat to hit the long ball that this guy is, Luzinski. Luzinski has struck out, and he's walked. Time when he struck out, he hit one out of here, but pulled it foul. Evans backed up at third. Metzger deep. Andrews well over by second. Maddox with a big lead at first. Pitch by Nepper. Luzinski swings and misses a fastball, strike 1. Maddox has stolen 26 times and been caught just 3 times. Swing and a foul by Luzinski. It's strike 2. He was lunging at that pitch. 0-2 count. Giants home the 25th against Montreal. 4-game series against Montreal with a doubleheader on Sunday. Maddox leads. He probably will go here. He does. Pitch is a fastball. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. Nepper surprising Luzinski with a fastball. Gets him swinging. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a runner left on. And as we go through 5 innings, the score, the Giants 3 and the Phillies 2.
The sporty Chevy Monza.
When you're driving down the road and you're moving through a curve and your car's looking good, it's showing lots of nerve. It's a Monza, a Chevrolet.
Whoever thought a car that looked so good, moved so well, would be priced so low? Only $3,659. That's the manufacturer's suggested retail price, including dealer preparation for Monza 2+2 hatchback coupe. Tax, license, destination charges, and available equipment extra. Chevy Monza, $3,659. A very stylish little number.
When you're turning lots of heads, standing up above the herd, and your car is moving through the start, spreading the word, it's a Monza, a Chevrolet.
The new Chevy Monza, $3,659. For a car so sporty and so well equipped, it's priced surprisingly low. See your local Chevrolet.
Big hand for the ground crew here, and one of the members of the ground crew, Fanatic Phil, a mascot similar to the KGB Chicken in San Diego, comes out and they do a dance, one of the ground crew at the end, and they get a big hand. Fanatic Phil is the only mascot around the league that rivals the Chicken, and they're going to get together in the next series here when San Diego comes into town. Larry Christensen delivers to Jack Clark, and it's a strike as Clark fluffs the bunt. Jack lines to center, single to center, and scored a run. Facing Christensen in the 6th, the Giants leading 3-2. Clark swings and misses a fastball, and it's 0-2. Christensen much stronger from the windup than he is pitching from a stretch. His 0-2 pitch leans Clark back, and it's 1-2. Each club with 5 hits, the Giants with 3 runs, and the Phils with 2. Fouled away by Clark back into the stand. Clark, McCovey, and Evans. Outfield to the left for Jack. Christensen's pitch on the way. Popped up foul. He had him reaching for a slider, and he fouled it out of play. That Schuylkill moon up above the stadium there. That's a moon up there, almost a full moon. Is it a full moon? It looks like a little piece of it's missing. Clark bounded to shortstop. Sharply hit, but an easy play for Boa, and Jack is retired for out number one. Just like baseball, hot dogs, and apple pie, the new Chevrolet Malibu is a real crowd pleaser, and for a lot of good reasons. More headroom and legroom, more trunk room, better maneuverability in city traffic than last year. The new Malibu, Chevy's fresh new slice of apple pie, is waiting for you now at your Chevy dealer. Who should know better if it's a full moon than Joe? Willie McCovey takes the breaking ball, strike. McCovey has struck out and doubled to drive in a run and has scored one. Outfield just about straight away against McCovey. Outside with a fastball, 1-1. For an inning number 6, it is 3-2 Giants. McCovey batting with one out and the bases empty. Christensen's pitch on the way. Swing and a miss at a fastball. 1-2. It was a walk by Christensen that caused him the difficulties in the fourth, having to pitch from the stretch. It popped foul back out of play into the stands, and it stays at a ball and 2 strikes. After he walked Dwyer with one out, Clark singled to center, McCovey doubled to right center, Evans singled to right, and Hill singled to right. 1-2 to McCovey. Christensen winds, and the pitch on the way. Fly ball hit to deep right field. That one is hit well back, and you can tell it goodbye. Willie McCovey's 12th home run. It looked like he might have gotten that one up on the hands a little bit too much. 505 for Willie McCovey, as it looked as though it was up a little bit too close to his hands to get out. But Martin went to the wall, leaped against the barrier, and it was over the fence in right center field, about 380 feet from the plate. The Giants lead it by a score of 4-2. And now Darrell Evans, who has flied out and singled. Pitch to Evans. Fastball outside for a ball, 1-0. McCovey blasts one over the right center field fence. The Giants have taken a 4-2 lead. Christensen's 1-0 pitch. Evans takes high, ball 2. Giants with 6 hits now. Evans takes low, ball 3, 3-0. McCovey with 2 RBIs tonight. And his 12th home run of the season. Swing and a miss by Evans. He had the green light on the 3-0 pitch, and he didn't get it. It's 3-1. McCovey now with 62 RBIs. 3-1 pitch. Darrell swings and misses a fastball, and 3-2. After being behind 3-0, McCovey hit his last home run against the Dodgers on the 4th of August. Christensen, behind 3-0, now has it full 3-2. Swing and a pop fly into short center. Boa going back. He will get there for this one and makes the catch. 2 men are down. So Evans has Christensen drop behind 3-0, but then Christensen gets him on the pop-up. 2 gone, and Mark Hill, the batter. We'll pause for station identification. This is the Golden West Radio Network.
The fastest 3 hours in radio is a San Francisco tradition called the Vintage Music Machine. I'm your host, Buddy Hatton, every Saturday morning from 6 to 9 on KSFO, San Francisco.
Hill has flied out and singled to drive in a run. Mark hits a high pop foul, playable for Cardinal over near the seats, and he makes the catch right at the wire, and then comes back to the infield with it for the 3rd out. Hill fouls out. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, no one left on. And at the end of 5 1/2, we go to the bottom of the 6th, 4-2 Giants.
Differences you should know about. With Coronet 365, Blue Shield's 19,000 physician members have agreed to accept Blue Shield payment as payment in full for all their covered services. That's a difference that means something. If you'd like to know which plan is right for you and a list of physician members in your area, contact Blue Shield today.
Jose Cardinal, who's grounded to third twice. Throw to second. And we're ready to go with inning number 6. Cardinal, Boone, and Martin. The Phillies have loaded their lineup with right-hand batters against Bob Knepper. So far, Knepper has been touched for 5 hits. 3 of them in succession in the 3rd inning, but the only damaging one, the 2-run home run by Mike Schmidt. After the home run, which came with 2 outs, Phil loaded the bases, but Cardinal thrown out on a fine play by Evans. Curve at Cardinal's feet for ball 1. Eddie Montague looks at the baseball, says it's all right, throws it back out to Knepper. Cardinal has grounded to third twice. Outfield well to the left with his right-hand batter. Knepper's pitch on the way. Swung on, cracked to third. Bounces off Evans, and Cardinal will be safe at first. Well, Evans had another chance, but that was a rocket hit to him, and let's see if they rule it a base hit or an error. It will be an error on Evans. Evans charged with an error on that hard hit ball. That was going to be his 9th assist, but he just couldn't handle it. Well, the ball really comes off this turf, especially when you're playing in close like Evans was there. That one kicked well to the left to Metzger. Cardinal safe at first, and Bob Boone, who's singled twice, is up here. Right-hand batting catcher. Cardinal at first and nobody out. Knepper's pitch to Boone is outside, I guess, for a ball, 1-0, maybe low. Knepper glances at first, comes to the plate. Boone takes the strike. Get the knees, it's 1-1. Ball on a strike. The Phils have hit the ball hard, but as witnessed by the fact that Evans has 8 assists and 1 error, you see that they've been hitting him at people. Fouled away. And it is 1-2 to Boone. Ball and 2 strikes to count to Boone with Cardinal at first and nobody out. We're in the bottom of the 6th, 4-2, the Giants lead. Cardinal gets his lead at first. Knepper has the target from Hill. The pitch on the way. Drive to left center field. That's in for extra bases. Will probably score Cardinal. Dwyer gets the ball into shortstop. Cardinal will be held at third. With nobody out, the Phil's in business. Boone now 3 for 3. There's going to be immediate action by the Giants. Jerry Martin, who has grounded to third twice, once into a double play. Giants lead 4-2. But no one out. Second and third occupied, and Knepper will really have to go to work now. Needs a couple of strikeouts. He has 3 so far tonight. Giants will play the infield back. As Knepper winds for the pitch, curveball high for a ball. Minton and Moffitt throw in the Giant bullpen. Now Joe Aldebelli is going to the mound. Usually when Joe goes out there, it means that he's going to make a change. But Surratt has not been out there this inning. So maybe Aldebelli is just going out to see if he can settle Nepper down a bit. You're responsible for providing health coverage for yourself, your family, or your employees. Find out more about the Blue Shield differences. College student, senior citizen, or businessman, there's a Blue Shield plan for you. Call or write Blue Shield. Aldebelli will stay with Nepper. Martin up here with runners at second and third, no one out, a count of 1-0. Nepper glances at Cardinal into the windup. The pitch to Martin is ball 2. 2-0. Boone has really been a thorn for Nepper with 3 hits and 3 at bat. Now Nepper winds for the 2-0 pitch to Martin. Popped up into short left. Whitfield coming in under this one. Makes the catch. Cardinal will not be able to score as Whitfield gets the ball back in. Martin hits a short fly ball to left for out number 1. And Ted Sizemore, who has struck out and been safe on an error by the shortstop, will be the batter. 1 down, 2 on. Ted Sizemore will be the batter now. Infield remains back with the exception of Evans, who's almost even with the bag. Nepper pitching from a windup with runners at second and third. Sizemore, possibility of dropping 1 down, takes it up high, and ball 1. That ball bounced away from Hill. I thought maybe it hit Sizemore's bat, but I guess it didn't. 1-0. 1 out, 2 on. Giants lead by a score of 4-2. The Phils threaten here in the bottom of the 6th. Nepper into the windup with the pitch to the right-hand batting Sizemore. A curve is high for ball 2. Nepper would just as soon get Sizemore because the pitcher is due up next. And if he puts Sizemore on, he's got a possibility of pitching to Mike Schmidt with the bases loaded. 2-0 pitch. Drive to deep left. Going back is Whitfield. Will he have room? He will. At the fence. That will score Cardinal. Sizemore almost hitting it out of here. Sacrifice fly. It's a 4-3 ball game. Boy, Sizemore gave that one a ride, and Whitfield went to the fence, made the catch. Holding at second base was Boone. And now Morrison will come up to bat for Christensen. Jim Morrison. And it was Morrison who killed the Giants their first time in here, hitting a home run on Violet Blue. Garvey's homered with 2 men on for the Dodgers, his 17th of the year. That came in the 4th inning. So the Dodgers lead at least 6-0. Giants lead here 4-3. Morrison has not been playing much, hitting 162 with 3 home runs, 2 of those against the Giants. Right-hand batter up here with a runner at second and 2 men out. There'll be a new pitcher for the Phils in the 7th. Morrison takes a curve for ball 1. Giants lead 4-3. This is an unearned run against Nepper in the 6th. If they score any subsequent runs, they will also be unearned in this inning. Curve is a strike, 1-1. Ball on the strike to count. Boone at second. 2 down, a run in. It's 4-3. The Giants lead. Nepper stretch and the pitch on the way outside with a curve. Nepper had good control of his curveball early in the game. It has failed him the last couple of innings. Now he is behind 2 balls and a strike. Morrison, a good fastball hitter, as he proved by tagging by the blue. Fastball fouled away, and it's 2-2. Ten RBIs for Morrison with his 3 home runs. Boone at second, 2 outs. Each club with 6 hits. The Giants have made 2 errors. One of them has been a costly one. Fouled away by Morrison, a curveball that he beats into the seats to the left side, and it stays at 2-2. Nepper working in the bottom of the 6th. Bob looking in, gets the sign from Hill. As the target, Boone moves away from second. Pitch on the way to Morrison, pop foul, a fastball that he fouls back into the stands, and it stays at 2-2. Giant pitching with a team ERA at 3.20. The Giants generally go in against ball clubs with more firepower. Giants have hit 85 home runs this year. The Phillies have hit 102. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball. He struck him out swinging. Morrison goes down swinging. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left. And at the end of 6, it is 4-3 Giants.
Would
you like to be part of the action at Candlestick? If you fly TWA nonstop to Washington or Chicago, KSFO will treat you to a Giants doubleheader. In appreciation of TWA's sponsorship of the Giants, KSFO has purchased 1,000 box seats exclusively for TWA passengers to Washington and Chicago. Mail your TWA ticket receipt to KSFO. We'll send you 2 box seat tickets to Fan Appreciation Day, Sunday, September 24th. TWA has 4 nonstops every day to Chicago. TWA flies 3 nonstops to Washington, including a wide-body 10-11 to Dulles, and a daily nonstop to Baltimore-Washington Airport. Catch a TWA nonstop to Washington or Chicago. Then get ready to catch a great doubleheader on Fan Appreciation Day. Send your TWA Washington or Chicago ticket receipt to KSFO 950 California for 2 free box seats to the Giants. To go to inning number 7, a new pitcher for the Phillies. To tell you about it, here's Joe Angel.
Big right-hander, former NBA basketball player at 6 feet 6 inches tall, 220 pounds. Ron Reed, right-hander, will come in to pitch. Larry Christensen went 6 innings. He gave up 4 runs on 6 hits. He walked 1, struck out 5, and can lose the game. Don't forget the Giants return home on August 25th against Montreal, the first of a 4-game series against the Expos. A Friday night single game on the 25th, then Saturday the 26th, then a doubleheader on Sunday the 27th. Then the Mets in for 2 games, and then the Phillies in for a 4-game weekend series starting on September 1st with a single game on Friday, then Saturday, and then a doubleheader on Sunday. So all Eastern Division teams, the Expos, the Mets, and the Phillies at Candlestick Park beginning on August 25th. Ron Reed, the right-hander, delivers to Roger Metzger and then gets the outside corner, 0-1. The Mets have come up with 3 runs in the 4th inning. Fouled away by Metzger. So at the end of 4, the Dodgers now lead by a score of 6-3 in New York. Roger Metzger against Christensen was 0 for 2, a couple of fly balls. Reed, the big right-hander, delivers again. Metzger swings and he lashes it foul on the left. 0-2. Reed acquired from the St. Louis Cardinals in 1975 for Mike Anderson. In his 11th year in the major leagues. Big veteran. Calls strike 3 on a hard-breaking slider, and Metzger can't believe it. Eddie Montague went up with the right arm, and Metzger does not agree, but he will walk away and becomes Ron Reed's first strikeout victim. That'll bring up Rob Andrews. Just a reminder that TWA has daily nonstop service to Philadelphia on TWA's wide-body 1011, departing at 1 p.m. every day. Save 45% with TWA's Super Saver fare. One away in the seventh inning. Giants in front 4-3. Now Andrews, who was 0 for 2 against Christensen, is stepping in, right-hand batter. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike. Christensen making his 25th appearance. He is 8 and check that. Reed is making his 44th appearance. Andrews takes low for ball 1. 1-1. He is 1-0 on the year with an ERA of 2.38. Can't find Ron Reed here. There he is. Good ERA at 2.38. Fouled away by Andrews down the right field line. Might be playable. Martin racing over near the picnic area. He won't have room. It's in the picnic area, and Andrews has a 1-2 count. Reed in 77 in the third innings has given up only 20 runs on 63 hits. He has walked 21 and struck out 55, a good ratio there. One away in the seventh inning in a 4-3 game, and the Giants in front. Here's a pitch. Straight for a called strike 3, right down the middle. Andrews might have been looking breaking ball, and Reed came right down the middle with a fastball. Now a couple of strikeouts in the seventh inning, both looking. Now Bob Nepper will stay in the dugout. A.T. Cruz will come up to hit for Bob. So Joe Altobelli, seeing that Nepper in difficulty in the sixth inning, will go to his bullpen, and A.T. Cruz will come up to pinch hit. Swings, and he fouls it away. Out of play. 0-1. A.T. Cruz, right-hand batter, is hitting .219 on the year with 5 home runs and 22 RBIs. Right-hander winds and delivers. Misses high, an outside ball. 1-1. Cruz, as a pinch batter, is 3 for 10 with 1 RBI. Right-hander ready again. Here's a pitch. Breaking ball off speed is waved at and missed. 1-2. Cruz obviously fooled on that breaking ball, and he was out in front. 1-2 on the pinch batter. Reed, originally with Atlanta. Swing and a miss. Got him on a fastball low and away from A.T. And Ron Reed comes in out of the bullpen and very calmly strikes out the side. 2 on called third strikes and the other one on a swing. So we go to the bottom of the seventh inning. Giants 4, Phillies 3.
Hi, George. Got the whole family with you today, huh?
Listen, Ernie, I'm taking the family to the beach, and I thought I might stop by Chevron and get a little air in the old tire, huh?
Sure, George. Which one?
This one right here, Ern. Just a little blast. Doesn't take much to float the kid.
Oh, an inch or two.
Dad.
You know, while you're here, George, I'll check your car's tires, too.
Oh?
Underinflated tires can hurt you in a lot of ways, George.
Really?
Besides being unsafe, they wear out faster.
Dad, ask him.
And sometimes it's hard to tell when you're low on air, especially with radio. So it's a good idea to have regular tire checkups at Chevron.
Go ahead, ask him.
Wait a minute, okay?
Keeping your tires in shape can improve your gas mileage and save you money. Ask your Chevron dealer to check your tires regularly.
Thanks, Ern.
Hey, Ernie, are you going to blow up my dad's seahorse, too?
George.
Well, there are people around there, and maybe you could hand me the air hose through the window and...
Sure, George, for the seahorsey.
Bob Nepper goes 7 innings. Check that, 6 innings. He gives up 3 runs on a total of 6 Philadelphia hits. Bobby, while he was in there, had 4 strikeouts, and he walked 3. Right-hander Randy Moffett is now in the game here to try to save it for Bob Nepper. Moffett in this game, making his 55th appearance. He is 7-4 with an ERA of 3.41. In 65 2/3, Randy has given up 25 runs on 63 hits. He has walked 28, struck out 42, and he has recorded 10 saves, which is second only to Gary Lavelle's 11, which leads the staff. In the 7th inning, Moffitt will pitch to Mike Schmidt, Larry Boa, and Gary Maddox. Randy, with a rather shaky outing his last time out of the bullpen, he pitched only 2/3 of an inning against Montreal. He gave up 2 runs on 4 hits. In a game in which Charlie Williams took the loss. That was when the Giants had that 3-1 lead in the 8th inning, and the bullpen couldn't get the job done. Mike Schmidt is 1 for 3, a 2-run homer. Here's a pitch. In there for a strike on a fastball, 0-1. Randy was an outstanding slider, especially against right-hand batters, more effective against righties. Right-hander getting his sign, says yes, winds and delivers. Swing and a bouncing ball, slowly hit the third. Evans fields, fair ball, throws and gets him. Good play by Evans. Had to charge in quickly, field the ball right at the line. Eddie Montague, the plate umpire, calling it a fair ball, and Evans threw him out. A big one, too, in the 7th inning to get the first man. That'll bring up Larry Boa. Say, do you remember yesterday's service stations when you got a lot more for your money than just a tank of gas? Well, your Chevron dealer remembers, and the next time you stop by, I think you will, too. One away. Now Larry Boa, who is 1 for 3. Here's the pitch. Grounded up the middle behind Metzger, behind second. Metzger got a glove on the ball, but he slows it down. The ball gets into center field, and Larry Boa will have a hit up the middle. With that assist to Darrell Evans on Mike Schmidt, he now has 9 in the game, and as we mentioned, the major league record for assists by a third baseman is 11. The record for chances is 13. Evans now has 9. Gary Maddox with Larry Boa at first. This is a very difficult combination to double up. Boa at first and Maddox at the plate. Gary is 1 for 2. Swing and a miss at a slider. It's 0-1. Maddox tried to hold up on the swing, and he couldn't do it. Gary with a batting average of .271 coming into the game. He has 9 home runs and 46 RBIs. Right-hander deals again. A slider, a swing, and a miss. Good one by Moffitt there. 0-2 out in front of Maddox. Well, the Phillies with outstanding speed at first and good speed at the plate. Right-hander checking first, and he comes home. Slider is low and outside. 1-2. Now the Mets have made a pitching change. Kevin Coble is now pitching in the top of the 6th inning for the Mets. The Dodgers lead that one 6-3 at the moment. Moffitt ready again. Boa getting his lead. Here's the pitch. Check swing. Did he get him? They appeal it first. Yes, they do. Another hard-breaking slider. Maddox had ideas, tried to hold up, but he couldn't do it, according to first base umpire Harry Wendelstad. Out number 2 in the inning. That'll bring up Greg Luzinski. Moffitt with a dandy slider there, throwing Maddox nothing but breaking pitches. His first strikeout. Now Luzinski, who is 0 for 2. He has a couple of strikeouts sandwiched around a walk in the 3rd inning, both against Bob Knepper. Here's a throw to first, and Boa back in. 4-3 game. The Giants in front. Boa at first with 20 stolen bases. He's been caught only 5 times. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss at a fastball from Moffitt. 0-1. Had a good rip at it. On deck is Jose Cardinal. Giants in front 4-3. Here's the 0-1 delivery. A swing and a miss at a slider. 0-2. Moffitt looks like to have an excellent slider right now. He has overmatched Maddox, and so far he is overmatching Luzinski, but he'll need one more. It wouldn't make this one too good. There goes Boa. Swing and a miss. He got him on a slider. So Moffitt came in gave up the single to Larry Bowe, but came back to strike out Maddox and Luzinski. And the Phillies with no runs on the 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. End of 7. It's a 4-3 game, and the Giants in front.
Let's talk. We understand you need to know. Let's talk. We'll make you feel at ease and so. Let's talk at Bank of America. Come on in and let's talk.
There's water in California's lakes again, and that's good news for all you California boat lovers, especially if you talk to a Bank of America loan officer. You'll find out that getting a boat loan can be pretty smooth sailing at Bank of America. They'll give you the details on floating a boat loan and do their best to make your loan fast and simple to arrange. So stop in and talk to the crew at Bank of America about your dream boat. They're people you can depend on, and they'd like to help you get things shipshape.
Let's talk. We understand you need to know at Bank of America.
Talk to Bank of America about your loan soon.
Well, here in Philadelphia, another 1-run game. Nothing unusual. The Giants have been in 57 one-run decisions so far this season. They have won 34 and lost 23. We go to the 8th, and here's Lon Simmons.
Ron Reed has faced 3 men, and he struck them out, and he faces Terry Whitfield to lead off here. Whitfield fouls it away, strike 1. Reed involved in something of an argument with manager Danny Ozark earlier in the year. He didn't feel that he was being used correctly, that Ozark hadn't shown enough confidence in him when he took him out of the game. Fouled away, strike 2. Reed's getting the ball by Whitfield, and he's shooting it into the stands just over the Giant dugout. 0-2 count. Reed's 0-2 pitch. Low and inside for a ball, 1-2. Christensen went 6 innings, 4 runs on 6 hits, struck out 5 and walked 1. Pitch to Whitfield. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Reed has come in to strike out 4 consecutive batters. Dodgers lead 6-3 over the Mets after 5. Montreal 2-1 over San Diego after 6. Cincinnati beat Chicago 8-3. Pittsburgh leads 6-2 over Houston after 5, and Atlanta and St. Louis are 0-0 in the bottom of the 5th. American League, the White Sox 7-1 over Cleveland in the bottom of the 8th inning. As Jim Dwyer is up here, struck out, walked, and grounded out. Takes fastball high for a ball. Milwaukee 2, Detroit 0 after 4. Minnesota 1, Toronto 0 after 2. Texas 2, Kansas City 0 after 2. The game not yet underway. Giants lead 4-3. Dwyer takes low for ball 2. Giants home against Montreal on the 25th. It's a Friday night. Then Saturday, a doubleheader on Sunday. Tuesday the 29th against the Mets. That's a half-price night. And Wednesday afternoon, Ladies' Day and Senior Citizens Day. And then the Phils. Friday night the 1st, the 2nd, and a doubleheader on the 3rd. Ground ball to first base. Cardinal to one knee to field it. And Dwyer is the first one to make contact against Reed as he grounds out to Cardinal. 2 men down, and it will bring up Jack Clark. We'll pause for station identification. It's the Golden West Radio Network.
Right after Jim Lang and before Buddy Hatton, you'll find me, Clay Keller, from 9 till noon every day on KSFO 560 San Francisco.
Pitch to Clark is a called strike on the outside. Looked like a slider that got the outside corner. Jack has 1 for 3 and has scored a run. Reed's 1 strike pitch. Let up is hit high and deep to left field. Luzinski going back, going way back, leaps, and it's off the fence. Clark just missed a home run as that one hit the top of the left field fence. Clark thought he had hit a home run. Jack jogging into second base, he thought he'd hit a home run. But it hit the top of the left field fence. Clark barely misses his 21st. And Willie McCovey will be the batter. The first hit. Giants. San Francisco record for doubles. So Here's the pitch to Willie McCovey. Clark is running the throw to third, and he's called out at third base. Clark trying to steal third, and I don't know why that play, with McCovey at the plate, Jack trying to steal third, and he's thrown out. From 2 to 5. So Clark with his 32nd double, the most since Bobby Bonds hit 34 for the Giants, but then Jack runs himself into an out with McCovey at the plate. No runs on a hit, no errors, and no one left on. Youthful exuberance. And we go to the bottom of inning number 8. It is 4-3 Giants.
We've got the wagon for you at Chevrolet Wagon Stop. You come out on top at Chevrolet Wagon Stop, 'cause we can show you the way to get a better deal today. Yes, you come out on top at Chevrolet Wagon Stop.
The Chevy Monza wagon. Roomy, well-equipped, and based on a comparison of manufacturer-suggested retail prices, it's the lowest-priced wagon sold in America. You get plenty of standard features, too, like white striped tires, cut pile carpeting, bucket seats, and more. Plus the kind of room you might not expect from a small-size wagon. It actually has more cargo space than any American sedan built today. Roomy, well-equipped, and the lowest-priced wagon sold in America. The Chevy Monza wagon at your Chevrolet Wagon Stop.
We've got the wagon for you at Chevrolet Wagon Stop. You come out on top at Chevrolet Wagon Stop.
Herndon goes to play center field. Jim Dwyer probably isn't all that happy, not that because Herndon is playing center field, but because Jim went out to center field and then suddenly found out he wasn't alone. That Herndon was out there with him. Must have been that nobody told Dwyer that he was being replaced in center field. So Herndon takes over here in the bottom of the 8th. Jose Cardinal will face Randy Moffett. Moffett came in to give up a base hit in the 7th, but struck out Maddox and Luzinski. Cardinal has hit the ball to third 3 times, thrown out twice, safe on an error once, scored a run. Slider is outside for a ball, 1-0. Each club with 7 hits. The Giants lead 4-3. We're in the bottom of the 8th. 36,554 here as the slider misses for ball 2. 2-0. Moffett gets behind on Cardinal. 2-0. Randy's 2-0 pitch to him. Fastball strike on the outside. 2-1. Moffett ready. His 2-1 delivery. Grounded up the middle for a base hit. Cardinal singles the center to start off the 8th inning. The second hit off Moffett, and now Bob Boone, who's 3 for 3. Boone singled twice and doubled all those hits off Nepper. Gary Lavelle throws in the Giant bullpen as Moffett and Evans talk things over. So how do you play it here if you're the Phils? 8th inning, down by a run, runner at first. You have Boone bunt the ball. He's hit it hard 3 times. See how they play it. Cardinal leads the throw over there. He's back in. Cardinal, one time, a definite steal threat. This year, he has stolen only 1 time and been caught 3 times. Pitch to Boone. Turns the bunt, pops it up to Moffett, who can go to second. Had Cardinal easily at second base, but he didn't look, and he throws over to Andrews, covering first for the out. Cardinal held up as that ball was popped up. And when Moffett fielded it, he had the easy play on Cardinal, but he didn't look that way. And in defense of Moffett, nobody told him, probably. Somebody has to yell and tell him where to go with the throw. But there was either no one called or Randy didn't hear him, because he didn't look at second at all, and he went to first base with the throw. The sacrifice worked. And the put out from under 4. Bakeman's Bride is is in the on-deck circle with first base open. Now they will go to Lavelle. Gary Lavelle will be called in. And with a runner at second, Lavelle will get the call. Randy does a good job as he got the big guys in the seventh inning. He gives up a single. Cardinal getting behind Cardinal. That was the problem that he had there because he missed with the first two sliders to Cardinal, and Cardinal, a good fastball hitter, got a base hit. Then the sacrifice. Had Randy gotten some help, and I have to believe that no one was yelling second base to him, had he gotten some help, he could have gone to second base for the fourth on Cardinal. But he got the sure man at first, and Moffitt will lead. Lavelle comes in. Randy goes an inning and a third. Gives up 2 hits, strikes out 2, walks no one. McBride had been announced, I believe. I don't know if McBride was announced or not. I guess McBride was announced because he comes out into the on-deck circle again. I hadn't known whether he was announced or not, but he comes out there. The Phillies will not go to a right-hand batter against Lavelle. McBride, who is platoon. McBride batting .260, 4 home runs, 26 RBIs. Up here with the potential tying runner at second, Gary Lavelle, having to pitch to McBride, will be making his 51st appearance. Only Moffitt is ahead of him. Moffitt has 55. Well, it's up to Lavelle to get McBride batting for Jerry Martin. And then Ted Sizemore. Lavelle and Hill talk things over. Hill back behind the plate. Cardinal at second with 1 out, and the left-hand batting McBride up here. Evans will have to play up close at third. The right side of the infield backed up. Metzger playing over close to second, trying to keep Cardinal close there. Now Metzger backed up as McBride takes a fastball strike, 0-1. Lavelle in relief of Moffitt here in the 8th. Moffitt, who had taken over for Nepper. Runner at second. 1 out. 4-3 Giants. Look at second base, and Lavelle's pitch popped up. Andrews waiting for it near second base, makes the catch, and 2 men are down. So McBride popped up, and now Ted Sizemore, who has struck out, been safe on an error and driven one to the wall in left field for a sacrifice fly, will be up here. Sizemore, as Evans and Hill converse with Lavelle, steps into the plate. 0 for 2 tonight for the right-hand batting second baseman. Tough guy in the clutch. Lavelle takes the stretch. Cardinal leads. Pitch is lined down the left field line. Fair ball. And it is a ground rule double. Oh, it's tied up. Lavelle's first pitch drilled over Evans' head down the left field line by Sizemore. Now Barry Foote is out to act as a pinch batter. That run charged to Moffitt. The Giants are tied at 4. foot will come up to bat. 182 average with 2 RBIs. Powerful right-hand batter. Boy, Sizemore didn't wait on Lavell's first pitch. He just smoked it. Gets fastball, hits fastball. He's at second with a ground rule double. And Lavell's pitch to foot grounded to shortstop. Metzger has it. His throw is good, and the side retires. But here in the 8th, a run, 2 hits, no errors, a runner left on. At the end of 8, it is tied at 4.
The day is done. It's time to let it go. It's the moment to unwind. So just lay bed and pour the king of beer and settle back and please yourself. No matter what we do, no matter when or where, you know a glass of blood is like an easy chair when you're big Budweiser. You said it all. When you're big Budweiser, you said it all. When you're big Budweiser, you said it all. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis.
Tug McGraw will come in to do the pitching. McGraw, who had a really difficult time against the Dodgers yesterday, walked the bases loaded, then gave up a triple to Garvey for the runs that won it. McGraw comes in to pitch the 9th. He'll pitch to McCovey, Evans, and Hill. The Giants have really had their difficulties in late innings here in Philadelphia. They lost 3 times last time they were here in the Phil's last time at bat. Each time carrying a lead, only to see the Phil's come from behind. Now Philadelphia is tied in the bottom of the 8th inning. Don't like the looks of the scoreboard up there. It has given the Phil's a run in the 9th. I know it's only 8. I thought they had 9. I thought they'd made a mistake and put a run up in the 9th. The Giants will have McCovey up here with a double and a home run. Jack Clark made a bit of a boo-boo in the 8th inning as he tried to steal third. First, Jack wasn't running all out on the ball that he hit off the left field fence. He thought it was a home run, I believe, and he got into second base. Might have had a chance for a triple had he been going all out. Then he tried to steal third and was thrown out. Now, McCovey, who has struck out, doubled, and hit a home run, has 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored. It's the left-hander, Tug McGraw. McGraw out of Vallejo delivers the first pitch, and McCovey bounces it to second base. Sizemore throws him out. Out number 1. McBride has remained in the game to play right field. Long's Drug's famous bargain alley is a must for value shoppers. You'll find specials even your supermarket can't match. Check out Bargain Alley. You'll find out why they say you'll find more specials at Long's. Darrell Evans now is 1 for 3. McGraw winds, and his pitch to Evans is popped into short center, and Maddox coming in, can't get it. Kicks off him. Evans is digging for second base. He'll be in at second. As going out to field the ball is Sizemore, the second baseman, all the way into left center field. Evans gets a pop fly double. A little looping fly ball into short center field. Maddox coming in tried to catch the ball. It bounced off his glove. Kicked past Luzinski, and Sizemore went into left field to pick up the ball. Evans winds up at second, and Mark Hill, who has driven in a run with a single, will be the batter. McGraw with that devastating screwball to right-hand hitters. Here's the pitch to Hill. It's high and outside with a fastball for ball one. McGraw is making his 44th appearances, won 8 and lost 4, 2.69 earned run average. Has 9 saves. Screwball is in the dirt for ball 2. At second base is Evans with a fluke double. The Giants and Phillies tied at 4. The Mets and Dodgers at the end of 6. The Dodgers lead 6-3. Cincinnati beats the Cubs 8-3. McGraw stretches for the pitch to Hill. Swung on, grounded back to McGraw. They've got Evans trapped. Throw to second, and he's out. Evans is arguing vehemently that he was safe at second base. Dutch Rennert getting Evans at second as the throw goes from 1 to 6. Evans red hot at second base. Over at first base is Hill on the fielder's choice. So Hill hit it right back to the mound. And the throw to second gets Evans from 1 to 6. Mike Ivy will come out to bat for Metzger. So Ivy will get the call. Raleigh Eastwick, a right-hander, throws in the bullpen for Philadelphia. Ivy, as a pinch batter, 10 for 25, 17 RBIs, 3 pinch home runs, 2 of them grand slams. Overall, Mike batting .312 with 8 home runs and 40 RBIs. Hill at first with 2 outs. McGraw's pitch. Ivy swings and misses the screwball, strike 1. McGraw, tough guy to hit home runs off of. If you don't believe so, he's given up only 1 in 67 innings. Joe doesn't believe it. 1 strike pitch. Inside for a ball, 1-1. McGraw likes to have the right-hand hitters try to pull the ball against him. They do what Hill did, hit it back to the mound, hit a harmless ground ball. Evans picked off second base on the throw back by McGraw. Now the pitch to Ivy. He lays off, didn't go through with the swing, a screwball outside for ball 2. 2-1. Two and 1 count. Hill at first. 2 out, top of the 9th. Score tied at 4. McGraw from the stretch for the pitch to Ivy. Swung on, hit to deep left. If it's fair, it's gone. It is way back. Tell it goodbye. Mike Ivy's 4th pinch hit home run. And the Giants lead it by a score of 6-4. Ivy tagging that one, only the 2nd home run that McGraw has given up this year. And Mike Ivy off the bench again. Ivy, a tremendous hitter coming off the bench, now has 19 RBIs with 11 hits and 26 trips. Rob Andrews against McGraw. Pitch to Rob, high and inside for a ball, 1-0. Clubs even in hits at 9. The Giants lead at 6-4. Andrews slices it foul back into the seat. And it's 1-1. Ball on a strike to count. McGraw winds and they start to deliver now. Goes into the windup. The pitch, low for a ball, 2-1. The Phillies will have Schmidt, Boa, and Maddox to face Lavelle in the bottom of the ninth inning. McGraw's pitch misses someplace, and it's ball 3, 3-1. Dodgers got another run in the seventh to lead 7-3 over the Mets after 7. McGraw with a 3-1 count to Andrews, and his 3-1 pitch popped up into right center field, and Maddox gets under this one, makes the catch. The side retired. 2 runs, 2 hits. The fickle Phillies, who cheered McGraw as he came on, boo him as he leaves, and McGraw makes a little bit of a gesture to some of the fans, I think. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, and no one left on. We go to the bottom of the ninth, and it is 6-4 Giants.
Hi, can I help? Oh, hi, George. I didn't recognize you for a minute there.
Well, the sunglasses do make it tough, Ernie.
Fill her up, Chevron unleaded?
Sure. Say, how did you know me, Ernie? I'm just curious.
Well, George.
My hair?
No.
The car?
No.
Am I wearing the same shirt too much?
No.
Was that it?
No, George. Somebody wrote your name in the dust on your trunk.
My trunk?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess it is a little dirty, huh?
Your name's not the only thing back there, George.
Oh!
I told you. Listen, George, along with our many products and services, a lot of Chevron stations also feature...
A car wash. You've got a car wash, Ernie.
Right, George. The latest equipment.
Hey, maybe I ought to back her into the car wash trunk first, huh, Ern, just to be sure?
Chevron's the place to think of when you need a car wash, too. Stop in and see.
You know, whoever did this is the same guy who did my garage windows, Ernie.
How do you know that, George?
Same handwriting.
Oh.
Gary Lavelle to pitch to the top of the Phil's batting order, so don't go away. The Giants, I don't know if they're not exciting enough for you. Don't bother to come out to Candlestick Park on the 25th. But they have participated in 57 one-run games this year so far. Now they have a 2-run lead going to the bottom of the ninth as Ivy again delivers as a pinch batter. Mike Schmidt, who has hit a home run for 2 runs and has grounded out to third the other 3 times, is up here. He's 1 for 4. Faces Lavelle for the first time. Lavelle came in the 8th with a runner at second. Gave up a double to Sizemore to drive in that run as Smith leans back from a fastball inside for ball 1. 6-4 Giants as Lavelle tries to get Smith, Boa, and Maddox in the ninth. Lavelle's pitch to Schmidt. He fluffs the bunt, takes a strike. It's 1-1. Evans playing up close at third. You really hate to do that with Schmidt up here, but you have to because Mike can run very well and likes to lay the ball down. 1-1 pitch to him. Popped up foul out of play, and it's 1-2. That's one the Giants would have liked to have had in the playing surface. Giants have used Nepper, who went 6, gave up 3 runs on 6 hits. Moffett, who went an inning and a third, charged with 1 run on 2 hits. And Lavelle. Lavelle in here now, pitching the ninth with the Giants in front, 6-4. Pitch on the way is a slider that just misses, and it's 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now Evans is backed up deep at third with 2 strikes on the right-hand batting Schmidt. 2-2 pitch to him. Ball 3. Full count to Schmidt. 3-2. And Mike will be anticipating a fastball here. Lavelle's 3-2 pitch to him. Swung on, grounded deep to third. By off Evans' glove. That ball took a tricky hop to Evans. I don't know if there will be an error or a base hit. It's an error on Evans. Evans backing up on that hard shot. He was deep anyway, but the ball appeared to take a tough hop off the seam or the dirt. And Schmidt is safe at first. And it'll bring up Larry Boa, who's 2 for 4. Boa, the batter, right-hand batter here against Lavelle, who takes high and outside for a ball. Giants lead 6-4, but the first runner gets on. That is the third error charged the Giants. Evans has had 2 really tough errors tagged on him tonight. The pitch on the way, swung on, popped up. Should be caught by somebody. Andrews going into foul territory. He's there, makes the catch, and Boa is out number 1. Boa fouls out for out number 1. Gary Maddox, who has flied out, singled, walked, and struck out the batter. Maddox facing Lavelle in the bottom of the 9th. The Giants lead 6-4. Need to win tonight. The Dodgers are leading 7-3. Maddox takes high for a ball, 1-0. Giants got 2 in the top half of this inning on Mike Ivey's pinch home run. Schmidt at first, the 1-0 pitch to Maddox. Swung on and fouled away. It's 1-1. Ball on a strike count. Giants home the 25th Friday night against Montreal. 4 games against the Expos, a Sunday doubleheader. Then the Mets for 2 games on Tuesday and Wednesday. The Phillies over the weekend for 4 games, another Sunday doubleheader. Fastball inside, 2-1. Maddox batting with 1 out, 1 on. Giants lead 6-4, bottom of the 9th. Greg Luzinski on deck. The runner goes. The pitch is taken, ball 3. Schmidt running. Drew no throw. Lavelle misses to Maddox. It is 3-1. Schmidt runs to second. And now Maddox batting with a chance to drive in a run. Lavelle wants to keep him off the bases because Greg Luzinski is next. Maddox lines it down the right field line. Fair ball. Maddox will have himself at least 2. Clark's throw to second, and Maddox has a double. So here goes the nightmarish 9th for the Giants in Philadelphia. It is now 6-5. And Greg Luzinski, who's 0 for 3, has struck out 3 times and walked. Lavelle, Evans, and Hill talk things over. Joe Aldebelli goes running out to the mound. He's fully capable of that. Lavelle ready to pitch to Luzinski. Maddox is going to try to steal third. The throw to third, and he is safe at third base. Lavelle is screaming at third base umpire Lee Wire. A perfect throw from Hill, but Maddox slides by the tag, and he's safe at third. Over at third is Maddox with a stolen base. The Phillies have just run the Giants blind in their games with them. Now the potential tying run at third, and Luzinski up here. The pitch to him swung on and missed. The first pitch was called a ball, I guess. 1-1. All the Phillies need is a fly ball to tie it. Strike 2 calls. 1-2. Luzinski taking. The 1-2 count. Maddox at third with 1 out, a run in. The pitch to Luzinski. Swung on and fouled. He just got a piece of it. Stays at 1-2. Lavelle needs a strikeout here. Maddox at third base. Phil's willing to gamble and almost cost him. The 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 call. Luzinski caught looking. He strikes out for the 4th time tonight. Now, Jose Cardinal, who was grounded to third 3 times, safe on an error, one of those, and then single to center. He has scored 2 runs. It is 6-5 with Maddox at third and 2 out, and Darrell Evans on the mound to talk to Lavelle. Mark Hill there, too. Well, Lavelle strikes out Luzinski. And now has to get Cardinal to preserve it. Well, another 1-run game for the Giants. And Lavelle trying to keep it that way. Maddox is getting a good lead at third. Lavelle's going to have to keep an eye on him. Gary is not paying much attention to Maddox, but Maddox is getting a big lead, and he's going to try to steal home. The pitch out, and they've got Maddox at the plate. He tried to steal home. The Giants pitched out, and Maddox is tagged out at the plate. So Maddox thinking it could get a good break on Lavelle, and he did. But the Giants guessed correctly, pitched out, and that was one of the reasons, I guess, that Lavelle was not paying any attention to Maddox, trying to decoy him into the steal attempt. Pitched out. And Danny Ozark is arguing with the home plate umpire about something. Maybe arguing a balk. I don't know. I think this one is over, but we're going to wait till Ozark has finished the argument. I don't think he'll win it. Maddox is out from 1-2. Ozark still arguing about something and quite probably arguing a balk on Lavelle. But the Giants win at 6-5. 6 runs, 9 hits, 3 errors, 2 men left for the Giants. 5 runs, 10 hits, no errors, 8 men left for the Phillies. The losing pitcher is McGraw. He is 8-5. The winning pitcher is Lavelle. He is 10-9. Now this is Lon Simmons for Joe Angel, our producer Chuck Suggs, reminding you to stay tuned for the Giants clubhouse which follows, inviting you to be back with us tomorrow for the Giants-Phillies game from Philadelphia, broadcast time 4:15 p.m. Our network engineer was Bob Texera. Final score again, the Giants 6 and the Phils 5. Tonight's game brought to you by Long's Drugs. Long's Drugs is your store for brand name cosmetics at extra special prices. Visit Long's Cosmetics Department. Find out why they say you'll find more specials at Long's. By your neighborhood Farmers Insurance agent. See your Farmers agent for fast, fair, friendly service. And by Champion Spark Plugs. Do something nice for your car. Treat it to a fresh set of Champion Spark Plugs. The world's #1 seller and the plug that's exactly right for virtually every engine. No matter what you drive, you can't buy a better plug than Champion. Also by your nearby Chevron dealer, where you'll find quality Chevron gasolines and motor oils, quality Atlas tires, too. Giving you our best, that's the Chevron way. And by TWA. Just remember, folks, only TWA has round-trip check-in. It'll save you time on your next trip. Simply check in once, fly twice. TWA. And by Anheuser-Busch, Brewers of Budweiser, the king of beers. No better way to relax than with the easy taste of Budweiser. This has been another sports presentation of the Golden West Radio Network. The Phils took a lead first with 2 outs in the 3rd inning. Bob Neffer, the starter for the Giants, walked Larry Christensen, the pitcher, on 4 pitches, and then on the first pitch, Mike Schmidt, who's gone 0 for 19, hit his 15th home run of the year for the Phils to make it a 2-0 lead. The Giants came right back to score 3 times off Christensen in the 4th. They had not had a base runner or a hit against him, but Dwyer walked. Then Clark singled to center for the first hit. McCovey doubled to drive in 1. Evans singled to drive in 1, and Hill singled to drive in 1. So the Giants led it by a score of 3-2. Then Willie McCovey hit his 12th home run of the year in the 6th inning to make it 4-2. But the Phils came back with an unearned run off the offerings of Neffer in the bottom of the 6th. Cardinal safe on a ball called an error off Evans' glove, a hard shot at third base, and then Boone's 3rd hit of the night, a double, to drive in Cardinal. But Neffer was able to send Cardinal to third, rather, on that double, and then Sizemore's sacrifice fly driving in the run, but Neffer able to get out of the inning without any further damage, and it was a 4-3 ball game. Then in the 8th inning, after Randy Moffett had come in and retired the side in the 7th, Moffett gave up a single to Cardinal, and Boone sacrificed him to second. LaBelle brought in to pitch to the pinch batter McBride, got him to pop up, but Sizemore hit LaBelle's first pitch for a double to drive in the tying run. Then in the 9th inning, Evans, a fluke double, Hill hit into a fielder's choice, hitting the ball back to the mound, and McGraw, who was in relief of Reed, who had relieved Christensen, threw to second and got Evans at second base for the second out of the inning. But then Ivy, pinch hitting for Metzger, hit a 2-run home run, a shot over the left field fence. It's only the second home run of the season off McGraw. The Giants had a 6-4 lead. But don't go away, folks, because the Phils here at Veterans Stadium are dynamite against the Giants. And Schmidt hit a hot shot at Evans, ruled an error for Darrell, a tough error on him. Boa popped up, but Maddox doubled down the right field line to score Smith. Then, with Luzinski batting, he struck out. And Maddox stole third base with Luzinski at the plate, but Luzinski struck out, couldn't bring Maddox across. Then with Cardinal batting, on the first pitch, whether the Giants had planned it or not, we can ask Mike Ivy about this afterwards, whether they planned it or not. LaBelle didn't pay any attention to Maddox, and Maddox got a big lead down the third baseline. LaBelle delivered to the plate, and Hill moved outside to the right away from Cardinal. LaBelle delivered the pitch out there, and then Hill tagged Maddox sliding in for the third out. The Phils complained that it might have been, I think their complaint was that it was catcher's balk, that Hill moved out too soon. But they did not gain any sympathy from the umpires. Maddox was tagged out for the third out of the inning, either on a planned pitch out or a last-minute adjustment by LaBelle and Hill. And the Giants win it 6-5. 6 runs, 9 hits, 3 errors, and 2 men left for the Giants. 5 runs, 10 hits, no errors, and 8 men left for the Phils. Darrell Evans came very close to tying a record tonight, a major league record for assists at 11. He had 9 and was charged with 2 errors, on which had he fielded them, he could have had the 11 assists, but they were really too tough balls to charge errors on. And Darrell had quite a busy night at third base. He handled most of them. The Giants hanging on for a 6-5 win. Mike Ivy will be our guest, and he'll be chatting with Joe Angel.
Mike Ivy, the offensive hero, a 2-run home run as a pinch hitter on the top of the 9th inning, and Mike is our guest on the Clubhouse Show. Mike, let's talk about that 9th inning. First of all, your 2-run home run. I'm sure you'd like to talk about that, right?
Well, Joe, what can I say? I was looking for a ball I could hit hard, try to hit the ball hard somewhere, make good hard contact, and threw me a couple of screwballs away where I swung at one, and one was, questionable call. He called it a ball, so I was kind of showing me some pitches away, and I was kind of thinking along with him, thinking he was going to come in with a ball, and he did, and it was off speed, and I just swung hard and hit the ball, and the ball went out of the park.
Did you realize that McGraw, up until that home run, had given up only 1 home run this season in 67 innings?
No, I hadn't. I'm glad to know that before I went up there, but like I say, Joe, a lot of things have been happening to me this year that I've got to give credit to the man upstairs who's looking over this whole club, whole team, and he's really blessed me in a lot of ways this year, and I just have to give all the credit to that man up there.
Well, you and I were talking about it earlier at the hotel today, the fact that you have not been playing every day, but here in this game, you got Willie McCovey at first base with an RBI single and a home run, and you come off the bench for a 2-run home run, so it's great production from first base.
Well, I'll tell you, it's a very difficult role, Joe. I really have, never experienced a role like this in my whole career, and I played every day with San Diego, and I started every day, and pinch hit a couple of times over there, and my pinch hitting statistics were, rather poorly. They were rather poor, and but like I say, the Lord blesses people in a lot of ways, and I'm not playing every day, but I'm contributing, I think, a whole lot to this ball club coming off the bench when Joe can use me, and when he can call upon me, I'm ready to go in and give 110 anywhere he puts me.
There's no question about that. Now you're 11 for 26 as a pinch hitter with 19 RBIs and a total of 4 home runs. As we talked, you can start a game and not come up in a game-type situation, yet you can sit on the bench, come on in the 8th or 9th innings in a game-type situation, and again, you came through.
Well, Joe, it's the type of situation where Joe Altobelli's been using me, whether it's sometimes, most of the time, the game's on the line where He knows I'm not going to strike out that much, and I'm going to hit the ball hard, put it in play somewhere. And I've been really fortunate, hitting home runs and driving in runs. I've just been really concentrating probably twice as hard just for that one at bat versus 4 at bats during the regular game when I'm starting. So
that would have to be the one key word, concentration, when you come up to pinch hit.
Well, to me, hitting is nothing but concentration, and I feel like that plays a big part in the way I've been hitting as a pinch hitter. I feel like that it's a do or die situation, and I've got to put the ball on the fat part of the bat, so to speak, and just try to make good hard contact and hit it fair, and that's what I've been doing. Thankfully and luckily, I've hit some home runs that way.
All right, your home run gave the Giants a 2-run lead, but the Giants are in Philadelphia, and you know what happened earlier this season. Let's talk about the bottom of the inning after the Phillies had gotten even and the attempted stolen steal of home plate by Gary Maddox. What was the Giants' defensive strategy on that play?
Well, Joe, I don't think it was any at all. I think that it was strictly a surprise maneuver, a surprise attack, and with Gary Maddox, he's been blessed with a lot of speed. He can do a lot of things because of his ability to run good, and I feel like that it was not a bad play at all. If the ball is anywhere in the dirt or high or whatever where Mark Hill cannot adjust to come back and make the tag, that Maddox is safe sliding in and without even a base hit. So it's just one of those things where you have to gamble, and he gambled. I don't know if he did it on his own, but he gambled, and we came out on the top end.
All right, now, it didn't look like Mark Hill called the pitch out. It looks like as soon as he saw Maddox coming in, he just stepped out away from home plate. Lavelle spotted him and threw the ball outside.
Right, in that situation, that's probably one of the last things, and then he wants to throw the pitch out, and especially Maddox started running while Lavelle was delivering the ball, so it's kind of hard to adjust the pitch out. And the catcher doesn't know it, and he hasn't called it, so he just threw the ball hard, and it was away enough where he could, look out of the corner of his eye. It was away enough where Mark Hill could, make a good play and catch the ball and then come back and tag him out.
Now, Danny Ozark was claiming that Hill, I don't know if that is what he was claiming, but he was arguing after the play, and we thought that maybe he might be arguing about the fact that Hill stepped out too soon.
Well, I don't think so. I think he was, watching the flight of the ball, and there is such thing as something called catcher's interference, so the catcher moves out too quickly. And I think that's what they were arguing, but I don't think there was any chance because Mark was just going for the ball. The ball was away, from a right-handed hitter, away out of the strike zone, and he was just going to catch the ball, and I think that was their beat.
Well, Mike, congratulations on a great home run. It's a great Giant victory, obviously, and continued success to you.
Okay, Joe, and I'd like to say hello to Pam and my mother that's in San Francisco, and I'll be home soon.
All right, Mike.
All right.
All right, nice going. Mike Ivey, we'll return and take a look at the scoreboard in just a moment.